Tetra Pak presents Innovation Starts Here, a flagship event that brought together over 100 leaders from South Asia's leading food and beverage sector. The event served as a platform for insightful discussions on innovation, sustainability, and operational excellence in the ever-evolving F&B landscape. The event kicked off with a keynote by Cassio Simoes, Managing Director of Tetra Pak South Asia, focusing on innovation.
I put myself to Google how frequent this innovation word is popping up in the news in the last 3 years. Honestly, I couldn't find a precise number. Just came to me millions and millions. Start reflecting, how does innovation start? And got some conclusions that innovation starts with a purpose, with a need. Innovation always starts with an idea, a challenge, or even a problem to be solved. But for us in Tetra Pak, innovation really starts with you, our customers. Your ambition, your story, and your mission. You are what inspires us. And your success is what drives us. And honestly, this event cannot exist without you. So why we are here today? And allow me to capture your attention for a few moments. Just journeying back in time. And imagine telling someone 15 years ago, it's not that much. But you will stay in a stranger's apartment. And if you don't want to stay in a hotel. Imagine that you'll be monitoring your parents' health 1,000 miles away, just using your watch. That's amazing. You no longer have to carry cash. You can pay everything you want, just scanning a QR code. And even you'll be able to write a complete speech for an innovation session with customers using a prompt with AI. That is not the case here, huh? But nobody also imagined that a Christmas sausage would be the inspiration for our founder to create one of the most important innovations in the food industry, the aseptic technology, the Tetra Pak cartons. And there is one undeniable truth in all of this. Innovation drives change. And at this moment, this very moment, we are experiencing the slowest pace of change. And innovation is part of our DNA. And it's a legacy that we have been carrying for such a long time. But how about South Asia? Are we prepared to face this challenge, this change? Yes, we are. We've been here for 4 decades now. And our history is no one else in this region can boast of. We have our facility there in Chakan, is the most and the biggest advanced site outside Sweden today. Is the only packaging material factory in India that is certified by the Japanese Institute of Plant Maintenance. Is the world-class manufacturing site. And it is also home of our production center for manufacturing food processing equipments. We are very proud to say that now 85% of the equipments that we deliver in South Asia market has been manufactured in this site. It's also the home of our spare parts hub, our renovation center. It is the home of our product development and innovation center. And in the last 3 years, we have developed more than 200 recipes for our customers in the region. And I used to say to my team that there are things that we can control and things that we cannot control. And instead of complaining about the things we cannot control, we need to react. because the power lies in our response. And innovation is a way to respond to that. When I mean innovation, it's to combining technologies with the food industry that we can bring innovation, we can bring value to our customers. Just a couple of examples to share here. Can I use solar energy in my processing equipment? Yes, we can. Can I use AI to bring more productivity in our factories? Yes, we can do it. Can I use also automation to take better and faster decisions in my production plant? Yes, we can do it. Can I use electron beams to remove hydrogen peroxide from our filling lines? Yes, we can do also. Can I redesign my milk production plant in a way that I can get a better footprint, remove equipments having the same quality and the same productivity, or even better productivity? Yes, we can. Can I have a packaging material with much more renewable sourcing, with much more paperboard? Yes, we can.
Gillian Shen, Senior Consultant at Mintel APAC, captivated the audience with her presentation on building innovations that succeed and the concept of the 2% Club.
Since our earliest ancestors considered making the first sharp-edged tools, humans have continued to innovate. So let's talk a little bit about how many of these innovations actually become successful. In a study done by the Harvard Business Review, they actually found that a total of 95% of new product launches actually fail, which means there's only 5 small percent of them that become successful. And within this 5%, only 3% of them kind of achieve a form of long-term success. And even after you were successful in launching your product, there's about 90% of these products that require some form of post-launch adjustments. So let's take a look into the state of innovation. Before I start, let me tell you a little bit of where this data comes from. So in Mintel, we have a global new product database where we go around 86 markets and collect all of these new new products that are launched in top retail markets. So this is what we collect here. We can see that it's broken down into 2 types, where we have innovation, which is really what are completely new products, and we also collect things like renovation, which include things like packaging, line extensions, any type of reformulation. We capture all of that as well. So here we look in the past 5 years, from 2019 to 2024, and you can see actually by 2024, the rate of new products that were being launched is already at 35%, whereas the remaining 65 are actually renovations. And for Mintel, this is the lowest proportion of innovations we have ever seen since we started tracking all of this data in 1996. So if we dive a little deeper into the categories that actually contribute to this, you would see that the food and drinks category is actually one of the lowest rate of innovations that's happened. So let's look at 2007. We had about 50% of innovation launches, and by 2024, we're actually just down to 26%. So the real key takeaway here is that innovation has been slowing down, and it's been slowing down since the early 2000s. Now let's talk a little bit about the types of innovations that we have in the market today. So in this quadrant here on the x-axis, you will have market, and then you'll have technology on the y-axis, where we're looking at whether they're existing or new. So the first type of innovation is incremental innovation. This is when you're trying to make the product better, but you're not trying to make it different. So a really easy example of this innovation is line extensions. So for example, with Coca-Cola, when they first started off, they had Coca-Cola Original, and then they moved on into developing things like Diet Coke, they had Vanilla Coke, they had Stevia Coke. All of these are actually considered incremental innovations. And the second one is called architectural innovation. So architectural innovation uses existing technology to open up the industry to the new markets. An example here that would make sense is actually by Toyota. So Toyota launched the Prius a long time back, actually, and they combined two existing technologies of the internal combustion engine with an electric motor technology that created hybrid cars, as we call it today, a new generation of environmental friendly products at that time.
Julia Lucia, Vice President of Marketing at Tetra Pak, shared key insights into consumer trends that will shape the future of the F&B market.
I consider Tetra Pak a long-term disruptor. This is what we've been doing for 70 years when we invented the package that would help bring food and make it safe and available everywhere. But what is innovation? Well, Jillian referenced Harvard, and I will too, that Harvard describes innovation as something as a product, service, or business model, or even a strategy or a solution that is both novel and useful. I think we get the idea of novel. It can be a disruptor, it can be a revolution, it can be an evolution, very well described in the chart. But actually, useful is the tricky word here. So how do we determine what is useful? Well, Cassio mentioned it in his opening speech. It's working together with you, our customers, and diving into what do consumers need? What do they not even know that they need? And how can we work together to collaborate to make something novel and useful and bring that to the consumer? And we're well equipped to do this. We work with over 40 suppliers to look at data, to find data, Mintel being one of them, but also we work with Kantar, we work with Nielsen, to be able to uncover data. And from that data, we then can gain insights. And here you'll see 3 different areas where we look to share those insights. The first is about Trendopedia, how we can really look at the facts and see what consumers are trending. What are they working with? What are they doing? What are they thinking? It all starts with the consumer. But let's not leave out the industry. The Tetra Pak Index, another very good source of information about what's happening within the industry. I think the biggest one we all know of now is, of course, sustainability. And the third tool that we're using is something called demand spaces. I'll go into that a little bit later, but demand spaces is really about uncovering those white spaces. What are the gaps that are there, and what opportunities can we seize in different categories?
On the sidelines of the summit, Suprakash Chaudhary, Head of Digital Industries at Siemens India, highlighted the impact of AI and automation on the F&B industry.
The challenge is, how do I get the data so that this AI inferences that we are trying to draw are giving you the right insight? So the ability to synthesize data, to create synthetic data, and to do that at scale, which will start making these models be able to predict more realistically and more like what you're really looking at, is the whole concept of what we call as the industrial metaverse. And this industrial metaverse is nothing but a realistic rendering of your factory, a realistic rendering of your manufacturing process, realistic rendering of your product development process, not just a digital representation, but also with all the physical, the physics, and the chemistry involved in the manufacturing, the product design, plant engineering, and so on, all the disciplines that are used in the making of the product, or making of the plant, or running the plant, or getting feedback of how people are using your products. The next example is of an Indian dairy manufacturer who's starting to see how they can create the whole digital twin of their plant as they start expanding with newer subcontracted production facilities. This allows them to use the data, continuously enhance and optimize the data to get better output from their plants. And as they start expanding with subcontracted facilities. They are able to standardize their plants and keep optimizing it as they keep expanding into different territories.
Francesco Failla, Vice President of Ambient Solutions, focused on Tetra Pak's innovation pipeline and on delivering future-ready solutions to meet the evolving needs of the industry.
So innovation is really the force that is keeping us relevant. And why we innovate? Well, we innovate because we want to live up to our purpose to protect the food, the people, and the planet. We innovate because we want to make sure that you are competitive in the market. And if you are competitive in the market, we are competitive with you and we win in the market. And then the third reason why we innovate is that we want to deliver a true end-to-end solution for the food industry. And when I say end-to-end is because I start from the processing part of the product, and then I include the packaging, and then ultimately the service part, because it's not just enough to install equipment, but then you need to run that in an efficient way. And again, you will see a lot of these points in the different stations that we will follow. But then let's look at how do we innovate. I mean, of course, when you think about innovation, you have in mind engineers that are at their computers and then test engineers that assemble equipment. But actually, innovation is happening in a lot of other places. Now, first of all, we have customer innovation centers and product development center. Customer innovation center, today there are 6 in the world, soon there will be 9. Product development center. Now, these are places, well, they're all part of Julia's organization, spread around the world, where those ideas can generate. I mean, you come to us with some needs, and then we can put our specialists working with you, having an ideation of a formulation of the products, of the graphic of the package, and then also give the possibility to test. Later on in the walkabout, you will have the possibility to taste some of this, the product developed in the product development center. And then, long are the days when we innovate by ourselves. I mean, today, innovation happens in ecosystems. So we have R&D strategic partnerships with universities, with suppliers, with the startups, with in some cases with the customers. So this is clearly, we believe that there is an ecosystem that we have built over the years, and we need to continue to develop to do R&D. Then, of course, there are consumer studies. What is that 40 plus? I mean, that is the number. I mean, every time we start developing a new package, and then maybe we have some new ideas on the shape or on the functionality of the cap, before proceeding, we start with the prototype and we do a lot of tests to verify that the consumers eventually will appreciate the package. Then, customer voices. We, of course, with our colleagues in the market company, I mean, I'm coming from global organization, I'm based in Modena, but I mean, we have colleagues in all markets around the world that are meeting you, customer, on a daily basis. And then we run yearly customer satisfaction where we get your input. So, of course, your voice is a big element for our innovation.
From South Asia's F&B industry gathered to deep dive into industry trends and explore a range of topics from the latest legislative requirements to the rising demand for more sustainable solutions.
The focus is sustainability, what we have seen, and which is need of for our planet, the way the global warming is happening. So Tetra is working in that line, and so do we are also in the same line. They are going to reduce their emissions by almost 50%. That's the ambitious target that they have taken. So do we have taken also the ambitious target. So together we need to do that. And we've seen whatever the packs those are being made are recycled, and we started utilizing products out of it. And today we saw some of the sheds for cows cows to be made from the recycled products. So those are the things that we really need to do on the product front. As we know, India is a country where most of the people are vegetarian. We are working with them on protein-based products, and we have recently launched many of the protein-based products because those are made from the cheese waste. So again, whey-based product, and which is in demand in the country. And we also tested some good products in the form of juices, which are having less sugar. So it's a new technology that they have derived, and very interesting case. And some of the case of high-tech technology being used in the dairy industry, where automation and with technology, robotics, how we can bring down the cost of the operation in terms of manpower, increasing the efficiency, or getting energy efficient plants, and with cost-effective products.
Well, you see, India, when one has to understand in the food and dairy sector, which is today is around 60 lakh crore per annum, out of which only 20% organized. Market is shifting from unorganized to organized. But if you have to shift towards organized, what is looking is lot of innovation in the whole value chain of food, where you can provide tasty, nutritious and affordable product to the Indian consumer, 1.42 billion. And for that, you need lots of innovation, not only in production, but aggregation, procurement, logistic, processing, packaging, retailing, etc. I think when you're talking about competition, it's not a competition of X brand versus Y brand. It is the competition between the company and how innovative one company is in his value chain against the competition. Anybody in India, food industry or dairy industries, we always look for innovation day of Tetra Pak, that how the way they organize the new technologies which they tell in the dairy industry, in the food industry, in the packaging, in the processing, all over world, or on sustainability. So I can tell you, learning wise, among all the various dairy companies or the packaging company in India, all the dairy processor, food processor look for Tetra Pak for the new innovation or their advice or their services.
So as a company, we are using Tetra Packing as the only packing solution. So we are very happy the solution they provide, and of course they have area they need to improve, as we all need to improve. So yeah, so we're very happy to continue to work with them, and we are working on to expand the business. So innovation is impacting on the people life in many ways, simply because we always need to think innovation can come in many forms, like day-to-day innovation, on business process innovation, the product innovation. So always we need to, as a business, we need to think how we can improve to the next level, can provide a different service, different solution, because otherwise the competition will do something different than you. So it's because of that it's very important.
I think that's a great partnership we've had for the last maybe 14 years or so, and I see that evolving. I mean, today I had 2 discussions which possibly, if it works, I mean, not everything might work, but then again, could be game-changing. So us as a manufacturer, co-packer to global brands, and Tetra being an equipment and a technology supplier, provider, I think that marriage has to continue for us to be successful in each other's endeavors.
The event featured 4 dynamic zones: Sustainability, Solutions 2.0, Digital Transformation, and Taste the Future. Each of these sections captured the attention of attendees throughout the day. The Sustainability Zone highlighted cutting-edge technologies designed to reduce water, energy, and waste in food processing equipments. This section focused on recycled products that align with Tetra Pak's circular economy vision. The Solutions 2.0 zone showcased emerging trends, including high-protein beverages, low-sugar juices, premium ice creams, and a diverse range of Tetra Pak solutions tailored for brands in today's food and beverage market. The Digital Transformation Zone revealed the latest advancements in smart factory technology, spotlighting Tetra Pak's role in its WEF-certified, data-driven factory of the future. In the Taste the Future zone, innovation came to life as attendees sampled products like de-sugared juices and millet-based drinks, experiencing the future of food and beverage firsthand. The event embarked Tetra Pak's leadership in the industry, driven by sustainability, technology, and its distinctive position as the leading partner for the global food and beverage industry.